You are listening to day 7 of the Self Love Challenge series on Wife Teacher Mommy, the podcast. Today, we are connecting with your inner 7-year-old. And now that we're halfway through the challenge and getting to know each other a little bit more, you might even get a clip of me singing in this one. So let's keep this ball rolling. Welcome to the Self Love Challenge series on Wife Teacher Mommy, the podcast. I'm your host, Kelsey Sorensen, a former teacher, current homeschool mom, and certified life coach. Whether you teach in a traditional classroom or from your kitchen table, I'm here to help you not only survive, but thrive as an educator. Let's go on a self-love journey over these next 14 days so you can pour some of that same love you give to your kids, your families, your communities, to somebody who deserves it just as much, yourself. To get started with the free self-love challenge, I recommend starting from the first episode and listening through each day. But to get the full challenge experience, go to wifeteachermommy.com/self-love-challenge to register for free to get the scorecard to track your progress, a daily email with the link to your audio coaching lesson, and your journal prompt. It is free and registering will get you more support with the challenge. Now let's get to today's coaching lesson. You have made it to day 7 out of 14, my teacher friend. We are halfway through this challenge. You've got this. The fact that you made it all the way halfway through, a lot of people have probably given up by now, and you haven't. So big, major props to you. Okay, so for day 7, we are going back to when we were 7. By reconnecting through our past self, we will notice the things that we might have been neglecting that have been a part of us in the past, that over the years, as we got lost in other roles, such as, for example, wife, teacher, mommy, like this podcast, but it could be dad, parent, volunteer, community member, all the other roles we get into as we grow up over the years. And we lose some of the parts that made us us when we were younger and we didn't have all these other things and we were only in charge of being ourselves. So what I want you to do is remember on day 2 when we wrote a letter to our younger self. So we started connecting to our younger self already. But today we're going to imagine our younger self writing a letter back to you and what you loved back then that you might still love now had you given it the chance, had you kept it up from then until now. So on day 2, we talked more about how you talk to yourself now, how would you talk to yours, and how would you say that same thing to yourself back then. Now we're focusing more on what we loved back then and if we are still, what parts we want to bring with us now. So I actually want to share some Taylor Swift lyrics that really popped out to me and why we're looking at the age 7 specifically. Now, if you are a Swiftie like me, you might know that what song I'm going to share a little clip from is 7 by Taylor Swift. Now, during this song, she sings this one little part. I'm going to attempt to sing it right now. So she sings, "Please picture me in the wings before I learned civility. I used to scream ferociously anytime I wanted." I had heard these lyrics a million times before, but one of these times I was listening to her folklore album in the car and this song came on and the words just hit me because I think of my little girl, Brielle, who is 7 at the time I'm recording this song, and she just enjoys her life. She doesn't care what anyone else thinks about what she's doing, even contrary to what me and my husband want sometimes. She just enjoys her life. Like Taylor said in the song, she'll scream ferociously anytime she wants, just for the pure enjoyment of life. Now, obviously, we have grown up since then, and we don't want to act like a child. If you're here listening to Wife Teacher Mommy, the podcast, you're likely an educator working with children, and that we don't want to act like the children who we teach each day. We are a lot less self-centered than we were back then. We've grown in so many ways. But we might find that we lost too much of ourselves in these years of growing up and taking on all these other roles that maybe the role of just you, like your name, like for me, Kelsey, got lost in wife, teacher, mommy, business owner, life coach, all the other things, right? And for you, it would be the same thing, like all the other things. What about just you, right? So I talked about this a lot in a recent podcast episode with fellow wife, teacher, mommy coach Bonnie Wiscombe. We talked about self-development for homeschool moms and teachers. And she is actually a homeschool mom of 10 children. I just love Bonnie. She's incredible. We met through the Life Coach School certification, and we just love talking all these things. If you missed that episode, be sure to check it out. It is episode 72 on Wife, Teacher, Mommy, the podcast. We talk a lot about when you lose yourself in these other roles and how you can get back into bringing more of that in. So if you want to listen to more of this before you reflect on your journal prompts, be sure to listen to episode 72 of Wife, Teacher, Mommy, the podcast. Another thing I've been talking about with Bonnie recently, we haven't talked about this on the podcast, but it's parts work through internal family systems therapy. And I feel like that really applies here. We're connecting to our 7-year-old self as well. There might be, so we're talking about the ways, like the joy that we had back then that we maybe haven't brought with us that we want to bring back. There might also be some inner wounds from that little one as well. So just think about what were her needs or his needs, whatever. What were their needs? And are those still your needs now? What was maybe neglected back then that you weren't getting, that you're still feeling that neglect now? In internal family systems, this is called an exiled part. There may be wounded parts of ourselves that are called exile parts that were experienced from adversity in our childhood. We may still feel fear, anxiety, rage, isolation, or, even feelings of being unlovable, which when we're talking about self-love, this is an important thing, right? And because of past experiences we've had, and we might not even realize they are there either. And now we're not diving deep into that today, but I just wanted to bring up that flip side as well, because now that we're adults, we have resources to support ourselves, unlike we did when we were a child. So we're tapping into our 7-year-old selves. We want to look at both sides. We want to look at what joy did we have back then? And did we bring all of that with us? What can we maybe bring back? And what parts of that younger person, of that younger version of ourselves could still use some tending to now. So you can also get out your journal so we want to look at both of those things in your journal prompts today. And you can also get out your journal prompt from yesterday, day 6, where we dove in and thought about all the things that we love. You might have a few things to add to that list once you take some time to connect with that younger version of yourself. So great job today on today's challenge. You've officially made it halfway through the challenge. So get out your journal and show that love to your 7-year-old self and your current self through taking the time to just think about these things. Now, tomorrow we are going to talk about the fact that there's a good chance you keep saying, I want to find more balance in my life. And that might even be part of, I want to love myself more. And part of loving myself, I'm going to find more balance. And balance is great and all, but it might actually be something else that you're craving. And that is what we're going to talk about tomorrow. So stay tuned. Make sure that you check your email for that reminder because you aren't going to want to miss this one. And if you haven't subscribed yet, make sure to go and do that. And lastly, again, if you're enjoying this challenge, I would love for you to share it with a friend so they can see the same progress that you are seeing in their own self-love, their connection with themselves. I would just love you to share this free resource with anyone who might need it. And that is it. We will talk tomorrow all about balance versus alignment.
Hi, my name is Gloria. I joined this club, Wife, Teacher, Mommy, because I was getting a little burned out. So I signed up for the 3-day conference. I really felt like it was helping me. I felt a little burned out and I felt better. Some of the great benefits are after I took that, I decided I wanted to be a yearly member. And it has helped me be a better teacher. It has helped me care for myself more. It's helped me not be so stressed out with situations that really don't even affect me. And I think I've attended every coaching call, even if I was a little late here and there, because I am a preschool teacher and I teach from 5:30 to 2:30. So I had to take lunches on some of them and I had to run home and get on. So I advise everybody to join or even give it a try. It's a great program and it's a great organization.
Thank you for participating in our self-love challenge. For the complete challenge experience, make sure to go to wifeteachermommy.com/self-love challenge to get the scorecard and a daily email with each of the journal prompts for free. And if you're enjoying this challenge, please consider sharing the love by sharing that same link, wifeteachermommy.com/self-love challenge, with a teacher friend or a homeschool friend or all of the people you know who might be interested in this free resource. We have a mission to help as many educators as possible, whether they teach children in a classroom or in their living rooms, to not only survive as an educator, but to thrive in teaching and life. This challenge has been brought to you by Wife Teacher Mommy Club, my signature coaching program created especially for teachers and homeschool parents. Inside the club, you can join us for weekly live life coaching with me and fellow club coaches, VIP access to our summer and winter Educate and Rejuvenate conferences, a library of resources to save you time, and even a private podcast feed where you'll get to listen to every single coaching call we've ever done, all the Educate and Rejuvenate sessions, and so much more. If you love this challenge, why not spend just a few minutes checking it out and seeing if it's right for you? It may just be the ultimate gift of self-love that you could give yourself, because it'll help you take what you've learned in this challenge from the 2x level to the 10x level. So go to wifeteachermommy.com/club to learn more. I would love to see you there, but either way, I will keep seeing you right here on Wife Teacher Mommy, the podcast.